News Poster NGTV. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel.
You're welcome once again. Shortly, we'll be starting with the handing over of the pistol and the ammunition. Sequel to the press briefing we just had, we're here to showcase and to show you 9 containers that were seized for contravening the extant customs laws. We'll go around and we'll showcase and show you each and every one of the containers, and you will get to know the offenses related to each of the containers. As we are aware, the function of the Nigerian Customs Service, amongst many others, is to suppress smuggling, generate revenue, trade facilitation, and at the same time to implement government fiscal policies. In the line of duties, we came across containers that have negated procedures and have contravened import laws, and therefore they stand to be seized. So we'll take you around, and then we'll get to brief you as to which offenses they have committed or which section of our SEMA or the law they have contravened. Thank you.
Sorry, sir.
Okay. As you are all aware, we have briefed you of a pistol and 100 pieces of live ammunition brought inside a container coming from United States, purported to be a household effect. But in the course of examination, our diligent and committed intelligence operative was the one that was instrumental to sighting or to discover this piece of arm and then the ammunitions. So this is the vehicle that was used in the concealment. Let's go. This is the pistol. And then these are the live ammunitions. We have 2 of this. 50 in each, totaling 100. And this is what we're going to hand over to the police. You can see that the representative of the police commissioner is here, and that we are officially going to hand over this as issues of arms and ammunition falls within the purview of the Nigerian police. Okay, see how container that was seized. This tomato paste, the importation of which is equally prohibited. This is equally the same tomato paste. Okay. This container equally was purported to be carrying vehicles and used parts, but that we discovered about 79.9 cannabis concealed inside the vehicle, and we have earlier handed over to the law enforcement agency, which is the NDL. We have done that. Again, these are used cloth that is equally prohibited. It negates the import guidelines, importation of which is banned. You know the health implication as it relates to importing second-hand cloth or the used items, used clothes. So this equally is banned. This is equally second-hand cloth like the other one, owned by the same importer. Hence, it is equally part of the banned item and web seized. This container Okay. You can see that cough syrup equally is not supposed to come in. And that in addition to these chairs, majorly what is inside this container is the cough syrup with codeine. Cough syrup with codeine, concealed. And it's a false declaration. The owner or the declarant didn't mention cough syrup. Thank you.
Sorry.
These are equally part of the containers, one of the containers that we have seized. And we seized this container because majorly the content is used tires. I do not need to elaborate on the implication of using used tires, and hence the government has banned used tires from importation. It's purported to be carrying used vehicles and spare parts, but more than 90% of the item there is used tires. So hence it is seized. Which one is this one?
This one is used as a second.
Okay. Again, this equally is part of the used cloth, importation of which negates procedure and is banned from importation. So we have equally seized this container of used. So these are the samples you can see. We do not know who must have used this or worn this, and it's coming into Nigeria for Nigerians to be using them. Hence, they remain seized. And evidences are here. Before now, you are aware that from the last press briefing, we displayed about 22 containers that were seized for similar reasons. And if the impression the public is having, or those you are purporting to be making that kind of statement is true, we wouldn't have seized this. The owners are willing at any given time to compromise and to dance along those officers that will compromise. But I want to tell you that there is an attitudinal change from the side of our officers due to the orientation and the training and retraining we've been giving them. Most especially, you can now attest that we have at the helms of affairs a well-versed and well-experienced CGC, that is the Controller General of Customs, who has given us every facility, every logistic, and every encouragement. And we are going to operate in tandem with his belief and whatever desire or whatever this thing in the interest of the nation. So I don't think it is true. It is an erroneous impression. And that's why we call you people to use this medium to erase the kind of impression the public is having about customs.
So what is the challenge here today? What are we actually here to address? What challenge are you here to address?
We're here to showcase this so that those that are ignorant of the law and those that will want to leverage on certain lacunas to be aware that whichever way they come, or whichever country they are coming with, one, we need to use the opportunity to create awareness for them to know those items that are allowed to be imported and those that are not allowed to be imported. And equally, by extension, for those that would dare the law to know that if they come in the same manner, we're going to treat them in the same manner. There's no room for smuggling in this area of command.
So what are the goods on the contraband goods on display here? And
we have used tires, we have used clothing, we have tomato paste, we have other vehicles that were equally used in concealing cannabis. We have codeine with syrup with codeine and the likes. Those are the items.
Was there any prosecution?
Investigation is ongoing, but for the pistol and the ammunition, we have 2 suspects that we are going to hand over to the police for further investigation.
Any controllers, sir?
For the pistol, yes.
How many persons?
2 people.
Controllers, sir?
2.
how did you make the arrests, sir? Where and how did you make the arrests?
Like I earlier told you, our officers are now diligent and committed for the cause of the service and the nation. And I want to tell you that we primarily rely on intelligence. We explore the possibility and feasibility of both artificial intelligence and human intelligence. And I want to tell you, like I earlier told you, that it was our intelligence operative that was instrumental to dictating these pistols and ammunition that we have.
Let me just register my pleasure at the collaborative synergy and commitment between the Nigerian Customs Service and the Nigerian Police force. Thank you very much.
All right, sir. You told us that 2 arrests have been made. So what will be your next line of action for these suspects?
At the completion of the handing and taking over, we will continue investigation. Yes.
All right, so what's your word to the criminals and intending perpetrators of this crime?
You see, Nigeria ought to have been positioned in the front corner of developing nations. But most times, people who have criminal tendencies ought to have been arrested and then prosecuted. So serve as a deterrent to others. For every citizen to place all efforts to be able to achieve this so that we can have a very safe and secure Nigeria for everybody. Thank you.
You wanted to ask something?
Okay.
I said my name is Deputy Commissioner of Police Ashu Ota of the Eastern Port. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, so I was just saying that you